Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, yay.
Hey, it's Gabby the Game Night here, and I'm back playing some Ace Attorney with Magnum Fantasy, and we are into the Apollo Justice trilogy. Only one of these games is actually named after Apollo Justice. And that's the one we're playing today. Not today.
Play to gay.
Play today. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. That's the only time he's gonna be in a towel. Doesn't get... Oh god, no, that's a terrible...
I mean, that word does actually have a meaning.
I know, it's just the timing.
Yeah, it's really bad timing, though. I might have to boycott the series now. I'm sorry.
What the fuck is going on here? Is poker being played? Who's that? It's showdown time.
Yeah, isn't Phoenix like a gambler now?
He is pretty good at poker. You lose. Og. Bottle. Eek. Eek indeed, sir.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm a little disappointed in how fate turns out for our boy Phoenix.
Oh, have you read about it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, this was way early on when we were doing Phoenix, and I was trying to find out some information, and I went down the Phoenix rabbit hole. That's when I saw the clip. Oh, we're supposed to be reading this, aren't we?
Yeah, probably.
Why are we skipping it then?
I'm not skipping it!
Oh. The cops should... I'm in your hands. Should have come to that.
Is Phoenix gonna be our first, guy?
Master Roshi?
April 20th, 9:37.
Wait, what was that?
A save icon.
No, what was that voice?
Oh.
Yeah, Goku! I'm on the wall in the courtroom!
9:37.
April 20th, 9:37 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3.
Panicked. Palms sweaty.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
I can't admit it, I'm nervous.
There's vomit on Apollo's sweater. Ah, good morning. Well, that ain't gonna fly.
Good morning, sir.
You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight.
You sound like someone else that I don't know. Wound up, sir? No, I'm fine.
That screeching noise, is that your voice?
No.
I suppose it is to be expected. Your first trial and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh?
I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Codes of Steel voice workout. I'm fine.
Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your speech.
Over there again. He has the head shake.
As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift.
Drift gotten, so I'm all over that drift.
As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through.
Yes, I'm fine, sir.
One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. They might take you the wrong way. Pardon me. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client.
Are you my Mia?
Well, then that's just the wrong voice altogether.
My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial.
By the way, where's my other screwdriver? There were 2 of them over here.
Right here, I must with it.
Thank you.
Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of...
murder. Zoinks!
My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him, no way.
Shaggy Ace Attorney. Zoink, Scoob!
Yo!
I can't even. I'm so ashamed of him.
Why? Whoa!
He threw it all away and abandoned Mayan pearls.
Good, morning.
Morning. It's all up to you today.
First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest.
I mean, I do like the 5 o'clock shadow. A little bit of stubble, that's nice.
I think I'm supposed to say something. Help.
So, you're...
Fine, I'm fine, that's...
Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name.
Fuck you. Well, off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so
You'll see. You can do it. Be confident.
I'm really sorry this happened to you.
It's time, shall we?
Yes, sir. Okay, I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. April 20th, 10 a.m. District Court number 2. It's weird using my regular voice. This really had to think the whole time.
I'm used to using my regular voice. Oh, thank God it's the same judge.
Look at that HD judge. The court is now in session.
And the prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is, fine. I mean ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Too late. Your name was Mr. Justice. This is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin.
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case.
That was my intention, yes. However, the defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes, and my client specifically requested Mr. Justice.
Well, of course he wants justice. But when it was his case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience. Fine. But does he have cords of steel? I have cords of steel.
No, but I have buns of steel.
Oh. Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom.
He needs some interest music.
There's truly unfortunate turn of events. Sorry I had to meet again under these circumstances.
Long time
no see,
I thought
Mr.
that was me.
Wright.
I just blew that reveal. I mean, even though we blew it earlier. Let's put the past behind us, shall we?
His hat says Papa.
Yeah, most courtrooms I've ever been, you're not allowed to wear hats.
Papa
Just
Phoenix.
for the record.
Is Phoenix daddy now? Papa Phoenix?
These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player.
He plays piano? Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. The prosecution will be so kind to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? Yeah.
I think I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains.
Winston Payne, subtle as ever, I see. For some reason, I can do this Phoenix's voice better than the other Phoenix. I don't know what that says about me, I feel much
his vibe more.
I feel much more confident doing his voice than I did Lawyer Phoenix.
You fit his vibe a lot more.
It's just the look on his face. It feels like that's more the look on my face.
Yeah.
The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! The head! Smack! Killed him cold.
Customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was...
The pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix Wright, a pianist?
This is the weapon that took the victim's life, a bottle of grape juice.
That's
And grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
Go accept the deadly bottle as evidence.
Yo, I like grape juice.
Fuck grape juice.
I love grape juice. Shit, if I don't already have a drink right now, I'd go get some grape juice. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently.
The court record. Right, I've heard of that.
Use R to look at the evidence so far.
What do you mean?
I'm confident in your ability to handle this.
What do you mean, use R? Alright, just use R. Sounds like...
Freaking out. What do you mean by...
Okay, just use R. Got it.
Let me look at the court record. How long day you informed these? Just pulling on makes me feel ready. Time of death around 2 a.m. April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to the forehead. I got crime for. Neat.
Dead bodies. Neat.
Wait, no. And look, it is a DS game. Whoa.
Wasn't one of the others a DS game? They're all.
This was in the Rise from the Ashes in the first game because that was added in the DS port. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Penny, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Fuck grape juice. juice. Bar is completely empty.
That looks more like sparkling grape juice though than just regular grape juice.
Christoph Gavin.
Which is also good. Just different.
Also, Gavin Officers, first week defender. Phoenix Wright, age 33. Piazza at the basketball club, formerly an ace defense target of some. Who is Shady Smith?
Slim Shady?
Victim in this case. And men's opinion, who cares? So, the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, Shady Smith fellow?
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
I wish we had a different defense attorney. I don't know, like, the voice I did for Payne.
You mean a different prosecutor?
Yeah, my bad.
He had some sort of connection with the defendant. We'll have a different prosecutor in that case. You can do his voice.
Too, is unclear, and
I didn't say you couldn't do a voice. I'm just saying I don't really like Payne's voice, and now I'm stuck with it for a while.
Yeah, you're stuck with him for every game for the first case.
That, too, is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
You don't just met, then why murder? Has the victim slide the defense piano playing?
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean.
I can't see those cards very well.
As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime, yeah.
Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal.
It is true the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs weathered and wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
Come again?
The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present. And impress women.
That'll be a first order of business here, then.
To impress women?
Find out more about this fatal game of cards.
Oh.
Very well, defendant. You'll testify to the court about the poker competition, and I'll deny the crime.
My pleasure.
This is it, my first trial. Here goes nothing.
Honestly, you fit Apollo pretty well, too.
I mean, he pretty much becomes Phoenix's son. No.
I am a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table.
Apollo's like 3 different guys' sons.
The room where we play at the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. And our customers are happy.
Pianists can't play piano?
Better than a defense attorney who can't defend.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor.
Phoenix,
First
right?
cross-examination. Don't blow it.
Are you alright? You're sweating bullets.
Bullets? Where?
It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too.
My brain feels strained and raspy, sir.
You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher?
What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course on cross-examination?
God, no.
No need for up here, sir. I think I've got this one covered.
I think you'd better do more than think. You know it, or you do not.
I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons press and present.
Gavin Yoda.
No, not. You find any inconsistencies in lies in the testimony and reveal them to the court.
No, probably not. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it.
That's a good Yoda impression, sir. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright? As if Phoenix Wright would never lie. And it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin the cross-examination. I wish I could point for an objection. Hold it! You can hardly play?
Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want.
Was that supposed to be a boast just now?
The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large.
Then why are you really at the Bush Bowl Club? They pay you just to play poker?
That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
Ha! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
What?
I played poker for 7 years in that little room, and I've never lost once.
What?
You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw.
Wait, you never lost once? Not in one time?
As I said, I'm a professional.
He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? The room in the crime scene photo. Isn't it faction?
It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day.
Black market?
All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room.
A smoky room, gambling hoods, you know? Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad.
The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now.
That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but dogs.
The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun.
Two decks of cards?
A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards.
There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there's some lying scattered on the floor.
Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we use 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue.
As I recall in poker, you make 5-card hands.
Well, it depends on the type of poker.
I can see how it would be easy to cheat.
Yeah, a game of hands.
This competition you're talking about. I believe the coach understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. It was a simple game, after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you're in the room at the very moment the crime occurred. You claim no connection to the crime.
Now that's strange.
What's strange?
I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense.
I completely let that one slip by.
Don't despair yet, Justice.
Sir?
Right. There's something I'd like to make clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not?
Very well. Very well amended his testimony. Just one no press. Got myself a whole new testimony.
I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon.
Silence?
The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law.
But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage.
And it's your job to turn that around in our favor, yes?
Wait, it's like you didn't have enough to do already.
Justice, didn't you detect anything odd about that testimony?
Huh? Wait, something he said did ring a little strangely. It's one thing. And what was it?
When you figure it out, I suggest presenting evidence. Evidence that contradicts the testimony.
Contradiction in Mr. White's testimony? But why? I better check the court record. Can't imagine Mr. White lying in a testimony.
Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press.
Right, I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again. Do. Probably, yeah. Objection!
Achievement!
Yay! There's achievement in the game. So you say you didn't touch the motor weapon. This grape juice bottle. Right?
That's my name. So I said.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
He. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Objection! No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine.
Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case.
But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove.
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they weren't normal fingerprints.
Huh?
But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Upside down? What does that mean?
It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can only be one reason for that.
He drinks a really weird way.
Yes. To brain someone with the bottle.
He was upside down. Ah! Mr. Gavin, I think things took a turn for the worse.
Oh? I see no problem, Justice.
Huh?
The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see.
Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on the spot to the court?
I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now.
Not very cooperative, are you? Let's go to your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police?
Reported?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that...
Really?
Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see. And this is the phone that made the call? White cell phone added to the cup record.
The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose.
Give me a second, I'm looking at his phone.
Nice.
Some tape on. Wow, the battery's being held on in place with a piece of tape. He should buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it. Oh, he just doesn't care. Yeah, is that the only thing on this phone? Seems to be.
Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative?
Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this.
I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred? How can you possibly know this?
That's a good question. How indeed?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
You're as good as they say you are.
Someone else was in the room at the night of the crime. Someone else was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened. The room where it happened. That must mean they witnessed the crime. And that's why they're a witness.
Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready?
Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to stand. Who is this small Russian lady?
The witness will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness?
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns.
Fuck you. So you little hair, Joe. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, just go cut them off.
More rock, paper, scissors for this voice.
Oh, fuck, Don't worry, I can do backup text.
Great.
Alright, who's gonna do the small Russian lady?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Hi, man.
Good.
How did you do it?
What?
Yeah, the loser does it.
I thought the winner did it. I was trying to win. I was trying to lose. Wait, I don't know what I was doing.
No, the loser does it, obviously.
Oh, son of a bitch. You are sure.
I swear on my gavel, please, come out. Violence against hell crime, Your Honor?
Well, if you are sure it is okay.
Now, the prosecution. Wait a minute. The prosecution can't explain the witness's, paraphernalia.
Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor.
I'm just saying, how many people are in the courtroom right now? 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the courtroom. You're doing how many? Well, I guess it's 2. I guess it's, yeah. Either way, one of us had to take it. Okay. But the next one who comes in, wait, I didn't count Phoenix. So I'm doing 4 voices to your 2. You should have taken the girl.
You're doing cool.
I'm doing Phoenix, I'm doing Gavin, I'm doing Payne, and now the girl. That's 4.
Did you read that last? You didn't read that last one.
She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade.
And that would be?
My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant.
Then why the camera?
Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht that is naming restaurant, but I also perform, how it is said, other service.
Taking one of these other services, taking customers' pictures.
Da. Like, for example, this one.
Hey, dude, how you doing? That's the defendant?
Indeed, on the night of the murder.
Man in white hat is one who has gone kaput.
Indeed, that is the victim. Well, instantly, I do not trust to say, because it's always the witness that's the freaking evil one. Order! There's quite a piece of evidence you casually drop into our laps.
It's the same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers, casually.
The court casually accept this new evidence. Ogle's photo and...
Ogla? Olga. Ogla.
Shut up.
Okay, next new character is yours, though. Male, female, child, adult.
Maybe.
Fish, fowl, it doesn't matter. They're yours.
Maybe.
Nope. I refuse to do them.
If it's Lucy White, I'll take it.
If it's anybody who's new.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
Next new character probably won't be till the next case.
Yo, we should have played the Miles Edgeworth game.
We should.
I was in the room. The hideout, we call it.
Excuse me? The hideout?
I bet I wouldn't have a lot of voices doing that one. It is the room where famous gangster Bad Guy was arrested. It's the room where murder took place.
You say you wouldn't have a lot of voices in that one?
I don't know, I just knew it started Edgeworth, so you'd get the main voice.
I mean, yeah, but you'd still have to like Gumshoe,
Hey, pal!
Francisca, 73 other characters.
Never play again Francisca again. I hate the voice I went with for her.
What?
You hated that voice? Your look of utter surprise, it is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. Dada, photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want copy of.
So there are 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Early, our witness. If Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means... Very well, witness. Testify to the court about that night's events. Just put like an echo effect on the thoughts. I'm not gonna do that, that's too much work.
Coward.
I'm not a coward, I'm lazy.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for a game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, da. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened, da. That man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death.
Seriously, you're gonna make a mistake that big? I don't need to trust you. Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious the winner was the victim, Mr. Smith?
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. White can't lose. Bitch.
Justice?
Huh?
Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection.
No thank you. But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as prosecutor, either.
Who were you up against? Little children?
Incidentally, I have some evidence here.
Damn.
He says that, what, a full house?
It's 7, 2 aces was.
Yeah,
three
it's
pair,
two full houses. Shady's is just higher.
They're all full houses. A 3 pair and 2 aces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 and 2 is a full house. Do you not know what a fucking full house is?
No, I'm sorry. I know some poker, but I don't know what full houses. My bad.
But yeah, the other guy, the kings, beat the sevens, so...
Yeah.
These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime.
I know this poker fairly decently. I don't know full houses.
The hand and chips on this side belonged to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belonged to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Can you prove that? Damn, he can prove that. I proved that. Chips, you say?
Yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils.
I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of the comb, number 3. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Very well. Let's cross-examine the witness.
Da.
Give me a second. My phone isn't plugging.
Da, it's fateful night. You must cross-examine me
Just
now.
give me a second.
No,
Da.
now.
Anyway, yeah, you're stupid. Yeah, da.
Da 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 da
Yeah, he died from a blow to the forehead, not strangulation.
Died from a blowjob, what?
Oh, pardon?
Huh?
Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. He died from a blowjob.
Da, normal customers only choke on borscht.
No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss Early, really now? Did you witness the crime?
Eee.
Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Yeah. Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? His head certainly was hit. Crime photo number 2.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at the victim, his neck.
Oh, really, Miss Early? I think I caught you in your own mind this time.
Justice?
What?
I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this one through once more.
What do you mean? I found a contradiction.
There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me.
Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. Such a thing as thinking too much. So instead, let's stop being.
There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too.
Nothing aloud. Does he even have a locket?
I've heard from my Phoenix playing, clutching his locket.
The victim
Oh, okay.
doesn't have a locket.
I misread it. Like, I read it, right, I'm assuming, but I just...
You know, there's one curious part in the testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what you're thinking so intensely about? We'll call the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand-on locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck?
Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this.
But what does it mean? If I don't believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't disappear, Your Honor.
It's quite simple when you think about it. The The locket is gone. Someone must have taken it off, no?
Taking it off? Wait, you don't mean...
The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
Ah! The defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say,
Yes.
I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh? You mean this? Yes, it's a locket. With a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter.
Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket, too. Why do I buy that? This is a coincidence. Why don't I buy a locket? Well, now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps you should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost. Badly.
Miss Orley, you testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant.
Da.
Witness testimony. Serious competition.
The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man.
Wow, that's...
House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who is winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
And the court knows poker was the defendant's life. There must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I don't fear anger, Your Honor, and I regret what I done. Common tale, but true. Methinks the judge has watched too many old court movies. Mr. Wright says he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Yeah. I'll plus those in a second.
Take time.
As far as I can tell, that dude was winning. Hold it. Are those the usual starting points? Were there any special rules used?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
Each man began with 3,500 points. The total would be exactly 7,000 points. Please, this isn't a calculus. It's not a long division. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that I used?
Da, of course.
Something's fishy with these chips, so I press R. Maybe explain a bit about these chips.
Explain, what is there to be explained?
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips, not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop, not a...
Oh, I like the chips reference.
Chips. Thanks. And I press it, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Two types of chip, 100 points chip and 1,000 points chip. It is not money, justice.
So,
don't you find her comment interesting?
I don't know, we're looking for again. Let's see. If, the big ones are 1,000. Assuming the big ones are 1,000. Small would be 1,000? Small ones have to be 1,000. Because
That doesn't. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
small ones 1,000 because there's 6 small ones and then 10 big ones, and it's 7,000 points total. So the small one's actually winning.
Yep.
And more is the one, sir.
I'd have added it to her testimony myself.
What? Does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony? Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. Mr. Newman is going with this. Very well, witness, if you'd be so kind.
Da, Your Honor.
Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why. Mr. Justice, look on favor. Think of what you want to say before raising your hand. When I'm in kindergarten. Sorry, I'm fine. I'd better think of something to ask. And quick. The 2 types of chips.
Da.
Small ones on her and the big ones on 1,000. Right? Right? Of course.
Ha! Don't waste our time.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Not
take your
all.
sigh.
Yeah. Wait, Mr. Gavin, you stop her. Now I'm the one who'll stop.
Oh, Justice. Please try not to embarrass me like that.
Who, me?
There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands.
What?
It's a simple matter of calculation. Go on, try it. We're not in kindergarten, after all.
Calculation. Okay, so do I present it here, here, and potentially here. I'm gonna save because I don't know exactly where to present this info. I'll go by here, folks. You sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won. If you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sakes, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Or one chip, 2 fish, fuck. I was trying to do 1 chip, 2 chip, large chip, small chip, or something like that, and I kept on saying fish to use the goddamn book. I can't fucking speak. Tell me, which one was 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Yeah, ever count, motherfucker? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips. And the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that literally shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points, and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up,
How much is it?
do yourself. You're in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why.
Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer. Well, what is it? The value of these chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness. Utter madness.
Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself.
Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips, though. Ah! Exactly. Small chips are 1,000 points, and the large chips are 100. Let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
Ah!
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100 points. Well, now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning!
Yarg!
Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you?
Eek.
Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Miss Wright's supposed defeat never happened. Let's now ask ourselves whether we can... Okay. Excuse me? What is it, Miss Orley?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss Orley? What do we see?
in the last hand there was cheat.
Pardon?
Cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Let's see if I can see. Yeah, I don't see shit. Like obvious, at least. Wait, what do you mean? A scam? They're all the same thing.
Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great, just wait. Plus you have lying, now cheating.
Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting.
Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. It's the final hand. Final hand.
The last hand, both men had the full house.
I love Full House.
There is 4 of each card in the deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took a bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? Very small cover up here. Well, folks, time to throw back the covers. Full House is a very high scoring hand, as you make in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin. Oh, sorry.
That's me talking.
I know, I'm sorry.
What's Full House?
It was a TV show in the 80s and 90s. Some people liked it, some people found it very cloying and annoying.
Oh,
Liars. Liars these days. You don't know your poker.
When did this game take place? I can't say this bodes well for your case, so queer. What is this, some guy's secret poker ring?
Justice? You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes?
Yeah, no problem.
2 cards with the same number.
That's me!
I'm sorry, there isn't
2
the
cards
picture
with
of
the
my
same number makes
guy!
a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind.
If you're talking, you should be on camera.
Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and
It's a
1 3 of a
POV.
kind. That's a full house. Like right now the cards should be talking.
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
The defense may quasi got him in the witness. He did cheat in that last hand. That's still his 1 point question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Have you ever heard of a professional con man losing to cheat? Google when Apollo Justice takes place. And click the like, I don't see a cheater. Still obvious cheater?
No, I thought maybe there were, 2 aces from the same suit, but it's...
Yeah, no, everything is from a different suit.
I mean, I could see a sign of a heart down there.
Yeah, but that could be anything.
Yeah, maybe. I'd have to actually look at...
Even here, I don't even see any 7s on the floor, though. I think a 6, what's that, 5, 4.
I mean, yeah, it could be a 10 of hearts down there.
Of course, that doesn't have cards.
Just off the top of my head.
There's
so
no cheater.
Could be a 9, yeah, so there's no...
Well, time obviously question on where the frick the cheat
See,
is.
she even says there's 4 of each card from ace to king, but there's no...
Yeah.
Not in the picture, anyway.
How was it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
Are you blind? Perchance? What 5th ace?
Yeah, it's definitely not in the picture.
A 5th ace?
Whoa, putting the deck of cards back. I still remember both hands very well. I need some drawers. Like, over on my desk here. I need drawers.
You're wrong, lady.
Could I, like, build a drawer right here? Anyway. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. On Mr. Wright's 2.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say a hand.
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
Very well. Witness will add this detail to his testimony, please. Have you Google and Paul just...
No, I was working on it, and then we had to look at the cards.
Okay. And then I'm prove this lady wrong. Why you do that? It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken, but my name...
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not?
Hold on. Do you want me to read the testimony, or do you want me
Yes.
to... Which?
Yes.
I can't do both at the same time.
Okay, fine. What's up?
Do what?
Do whichever first.
I'm trying to find out. Okay, apparently, let's see. The murder of Edgeworth's dad was 2001. And the case where it's about to run out takes place in 2016.
Damn, the first film so I came is in 2016.
I guess so.
And this is... And
Okay,
then
hold on. There's a whole timeline here.
This is
Good
like
Lord.
9 years after that. Maybe more.
Yeah, I'm getting there. There's like a whole timeline on the wiki. What's the name of this? No, don't say it. I know what the name of it is. Okay, hold on. These are Phoenix games. Oh, these are Miles Edgeworth games. Okay, come on now. Hold on. I'm getting there.
Just give him a second. We'll look at the court record wrong.
This particular case takes place 2026.
2026?
Yep.
Damn. I'm probably older than Apollo. I don't know Apollo's age, but...
No fucking way. Law school is like 8 years, bro.
8 years? Goddamn.
Yeah.
I'm Finks was like 20 in the first game.
Not in real life, he wasn't.
He was like... I mean, he's 33 here, and this is like... You said this is 2026, and the first game was like 2016.
You're right. So in this world, apparently
23.
law school doesn't take very long.
He was like, I assume
Law school's
Apollo...
like a week.
I assume Apollo is like... At maximum, 23. So.
It's like a weekend course.
How old is Apollo?
I don't know if that's included in here.
You read. I'll look up Apollo's age. I might be. I was some slightly younger than Apollo.
Hold on, I've got birthdays here. Just give me a minute.
I'm googling it.
No, I literally have a timeline here. Just let me cook, bro. Emma Skye was born in 2001. Man, a lot of people were born in 2001 and 2002. No, I've got this. Don't you dare fucking look it up. Don't you cheat, man. No cheat codes. Apollo was born in 2003 or 2004.
Yeah, so one
He's slightly older than you.
Me. Very slightly older than me.
Now back to what I was doing. Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point at your point.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this fall. What particularly point contradicts the witness's testimony? The fact that there's no 3 aces over here. She's stupid. Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Miss Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating as going right on here in this courtroom. Treason in each player's hand does make 4 aces at all. Already proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, and yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day.
You're right to trust your instincts.
Mr. Gavin?
Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
The cards?
Mr. Payne,
Yes?
the players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? These cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing. Now, which of these hands is most suspicious? Which of these hands is most suspicious? I mean, throwing 3 kings, I guess, is most suspicious. There's the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests the time to examine Mr. Smith's card on that. Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Victim's hand. Man, I got his hand.
There you go.
It's a blue card in a sea of red. Only one of the cards has a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is still not red, you know? Which card is that? That's blue. That's not an ace. That's blue. That's the King of Diamonds.
Yeah, well, they claimed Phoenix played the extra ace.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
And this guy had 3 aces originally, so it looks like somebody switched out one of his cards.
Interesting. But even more interesting, they were using the blue cards.
Oh.
So the more interesting question is, why does he have 4 reds?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to read that. And it's fine.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, it's up there. Right there. That quit's offline.
Well, time's a-wasting. Get to it, Justice.
Yes, sir. Oh, I just looked at them. No, don't bring me back!
When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all
I
sides.
just
and
looked
angles.
at it.
Come on, don't make me read that. That's
What do you mean you...
silly.
Oh, I just did that! Oh, what? Nani? Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards, the back is a different color!
Yeah!
Actually, pull up the court record.
But that's impossible. But I put that card in the Wright's hand.
Pardon?
What was that, Miss Orley? No, yet. I merely said, I have Your Honor,
Mr. Gavin, yes?
tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat?
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer.
Ah! Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Early?
She's the cheater, a professional, I'd wager.
Order, order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard.
That's impossible, but I put that card in the Wright's hand.
Ergo, Miss Olga Early conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith.
Oh!
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Early, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people who were the incident. Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accused the witness, Miss Olga Early, of murder. Did she just pass out? Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Miss Olga Early?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice? Your Honor? Seems you presented no possibility in the court. One suggested a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant this time.
What?
I did it. I held out. See no point in prolonging this trial today. Prosecutors need to make further inquiries. Mr. Wright?
You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous!
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's go over the facts about the game that fateful night.
As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
2 decks of the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck.
Why are you different colored backs?
If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed.
You use different colors and they still got mixed up.
We used the red deck for the last game.
Then why is the blue one on the table? I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you're using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix. Which means there was cheating.
Yes, the card slipped in the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo,
Yes?
let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah. Thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne. Or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped?
We knew the card swapped in the deck. After the murder to make it look like Phoenix was losing and giving motive. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, during the murder, people were too busy getting the murder, and before the murder, I mean, makes sense. Perhaps it happened after the murder?
What? That's ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in the world, but very little impossible.
Oh, even the back of the cards are a different color? We pulled that during the game. It'll be gone in no time. Ah.
Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another?
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who?
That's my line, but okay.
The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orley.
Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? I mean, it couldn't have been Phoenix. Could have been Olga. I mean, we don't really know if anyone else in the room, so. Probably Olga? It must have been Olga Orley who swapped cards. She was trying to cover up evidence of the cheating. That does make some sense.
Sorry, but there's a problem with that explanation.
Huh?
The swap card was from the wrong deck.
Yes, your blue card's stuck in her red deck.
Mixing cards from the wrong deck when the backs are different colors? Remember that you're talking about Olga Orley. She was the dealer. Do you really think she would make such a novice mistake?
Actually, I have trouble even imagining the judge making that mistake.
Give it a little more thought, Apollo.
Right. So what's this fuck back for? I mean, Phoenix would have no reason to do it. The one who saw the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orley either. What are you suggesting?
It's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Mr. Orley, Ms. Orley, at this point.
Yes, I know, but it's just don't dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe you didn't make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. And if the card swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. So I'd like to show the card, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is.
Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orley, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that's the question, isn't it?
Precisely.
Huh?
I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction.
A new direction?
We'll find that, indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made two critical mistakes. So you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card, because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card.
Right, the poster replaced the fifth ace with the king.
I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
Oh, okay.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
So I dropped your screwdriver. The trial has proceeded on one central assumption. Namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption?
The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court.
I suppose that is a problem, yes.
Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well. I'll resume in 20 minutes. April 20th, and I'm showing in to court, fan lobby number 3.
That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Christoph. Justice.
Yes, sir?
The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me.
Okay.
You did well, Apollo.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
That locket you wear. That really yours, Mr. White?
You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there.
There she is.
She looks like she's from a Professor Layton game.
She's a magician. I'm just surprised you had a daughter.
Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days.
One more question. The one who cheered that night, was it you?
What do you think?
Huh?
You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat.
I never, honest, but it's hard that I managed to go undefeated for so many years.
Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker.
Eh?
You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case.
Poker is like trial law?
Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win.
Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds.
I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information.
You're kidding.
That witness, for instance, Ms. Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
No. Man, who knows that?
Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you.
But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals.
No, you can do it.
Huh?
You just don't know it yet.
What's he talking about?
But you will, soon. Almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet.
What? I knew it.
I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power.
My, power? I had no idea my code steel that special.
It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
Pardon the fuck? Thanks for watching this episode of Gabby the Game. I like subscribe, go to our face, I'm gonna play.
I don't remember anything cool that happened during that case for me to make a comment on.
Good night.
Gabby the Game Night, Gabby the Game Night, Gabby the Game Night, yay. Come on and watch her play. New games every other day. If you subscribe now, you won't miss out on any of the action. So come on, click that subscribe button.